Looking at a possible move up here for a possible break above 665, you can see some resistance right around the 675 to 682 level. And then I would look at $7 after that. So I'm going to see if this can hold its highs here on a 5-minute and go and break above this 665. Looking for a possible, 10 to 15 cent scalp or so on the next 5-minute candle to see if price again can get above that 660, right above this area here. So if price breaks above 665, I'll potentially look to go long. You can see kind of an inverse head and shoulders here. If price rejects or files up here, I'd be aware of a right shoulder here on a head and shoulders. So you can see an inverse head and shoulders here, left shoulder, head, right shoulder, and then head, left shoulder, and then obviously price, you want to see it. I want to see what happens right around the 675-ish level. So I'm just kind of watch this here. It's kind of hitting some resistance, falling back down right here. I want to see if you'll get a 9 and if we'll get a 9 or 20 crossover or separation here. So I'd like to see price push it above. Right now it's kind of trading sideways. So we'll see this 5-minute candle about to form right here, seeing it bounce off this 9 EMA, that 654-ish level support. And again, want to see if it can clear that 665, 666-ish level when this 5-minute candle completes. So I want to see if price will push up here and go and clear on the next 5-minute candle if price can break above that level. I'm going to switch over and look at another one right now instead of ADAP because that's falling right at the moment. So I'm going to look at MTL. So this one might be making a push up at the moment. You'll see basically let me go to a 5-minute chart. So it's breaking pre-market high right now, right around that 461-ish level. So I'm going to kind of put a line right here to see if it holds that 461 right over in here. Now I want to see if it's going to make a move up, break high a day, and then look up over at this weekly chart. It's definitely got some room, I believe, to still move up. So got another 40 minutes or so left on the day. So it's got room to run. It filled that gap here at that 424. Now I'm going to watch and see if it makes a move up to $5. But right now it's failing at the moment. So again, I want to see it hold that pre-market high right around that 460, like 61-ish area. So you can see it right down over in here. So we're going to watch this level, see if that level holds, and then see what happens here if it continues up. I'd use $5, again, if it can move up that whole dollar amount as resistance, just kind of watching it here. All right, so we're watching this last 1-minute candle form right here. It is holding that 9 EMA. I want to kind of keep an eye right here. Let this 5-minute candle form right here. So it is kind of building. I want to see if it can kind of move up, but I'm going to be careful chasing it here on the last minute because I want to see if we get a break above on this next 5-minute candle. So see if it holds that 461-ish level right around here, which is really that 9 EMA. So watching that next 1-minute candle form. It is a higher float stock, so it's got 416 million shares outstanding, so that's a really high one. So when this thing moves, it might move up 5-10 cents. It might not be a big, huge mover. So, this might be one I'm looking to see. Can it move up 10 cents or so for a scalp? So next 1-minute candle or next 5-minute candle is about to start to form, and we'll watch this level right here carefully, that 460s level. So I'd like to see a nice 1-minute strong hold right over in here that can hold this and see if we can get kind of a possible flag here if price can break that 465 and then see what it can do on this 470-ish level. I don't want to chase it at the moment. I want to let this 1-minute candle form and see if it holds strong here. But sometimes you just miss your entry and it can keep moving up. So I'm not going to chase it. I'm going to let this 1-minute candle form. And so we'll see what happens above this 470-ish level. You can see it's moving up right at the moment, but right up to that 470. So you'll see kind of pulling back now at the moment. See if this 9 EMA on a 10-second will catch up. And at the moment, it's got tweezer tops. So that's why I didn't want to chase it. So you'll see it kind of slowly building up here. I didn't get in the break of this candle right now. I'm not a fan of this kind of this choppiness over here. I don't like kind of staying in trades long, so I like either a breakout or a breakdown. So I like a move up. I'm not like a fan of trading sideways type of stuff here. So now I want to see this last minute right over here. See if we can get a break above that 470. So I'll keep an eye on it on this last minute and see what happens right here if we get a break above 470. Possible ascending triangle forming at the moment, but I'm waiting for this last minute to see if we can get a move up, but it needs to break that 470-ish level, hold its highs. I want to see if this thing will go and break out. So I didn't want to kind of go through this sideways motion here, but this was an entry right over here, this 466, 467-ish area. But you can see some bullishness right up here, crossover, crossover, crossover. Now, or, you know, price above the moving average lines. Now I want to see if it's going to hold its highs here and get above that 470 level. Next 1 minute candle. I'm going to put a right here. Price needs to get above that 470. Oops, didn't form. We're here. Right here. So you see it's moving right up to that 470. There we go. I just went long. That's 472. I'll use a close below 470 as my stop, this 471 level. So I keep my stop losses kind of tight. So I got in at this 472. So at the break above right over here. And I'll use that kind of that 480, the next level, as resistance. But I want to see this next 5 minute candle, see if it goes, and it's going to retest probably right now. Many times that happens, so I should have probably potentially waited at that moment, but this is a super higher float stock, so I just got in there. It kind of is pulling back. So right here, I'm just going to watch this area very closely. I could even use that 9 EMA as a stop right here, that 467, kind of tighter stop, but you see it's bouncing right now. Now I want to see if this thing's going to go and make new highs. Keep moving up. Watch that 480. So we'll keep an eye on this 1 minute candle. I want to see if new highs form, continue up, and then I'll watch that $5 resistance. So I'll keep my stop kind of right down over in here, see if price will break 480 and continue up. Next up, $5 resistance if it breaks 480. Next 1 minute candle about to form. So I want to see it hold its highs and break above 480. So right here, possible tweezer tops. Again, I'm going to watch this. You'll see many times this happens, gives back half the candle or more, comes back and retests. You'll see that 9 EMA is right around my entry right here now. So it might be waiting. I use that as a guide here. So I like to see that 9 EMA catch up. At the moment, it's stalling a little bit. But tweezer tops at the moment, I want to see price break above that 280. There we go, 485. I don't know if I said 280. I meant to say 480. So I'm liking this so far. Again, this is a higher float stock. Next up, I'm going to watch that 490. I might consider getting out. Watching how this last minute candle forms here. We have another 1 minute candle about to form at that 490, showing some shakiness. Let's see how it holds up. I'm out. So I took could have sold around that 490. So I took about an 8-cent profit. So I got in at 472, out at 480. So I kind of sold because it kind of pulled back below that 490-ish level. Again, I'm just kind of trying to scalp it. So we'll watch this one right here. I may have sold a little bit too soon, but we'll got to watch and see. Keep an eye on this 9 EMA. It is getting a bounce. So I probably sold a little bit too soon on that one. I like to take my profits when I'm up there and look for reentries. I don't mind selling a little bit soon, watching for a reentry. But this one, I think I sold a little bit too soon as it pulled back from that 490. But I'll keep an eye on this one right here, see if it can hold. And if it can hold this 9 EMA, look for possible reentry again for a possible break above 490 in anticipation of 5. So it is kind of moving up here at that 490-ish level. I'll consider again I'm going to let one more minute go here and wait for that when it says 1534 right here. Maybe look for reentry again. It's also after 3:30 again too, so I don't, towards the end of the day, I don't necessarily trust as much, but let's watch this one right here. That 490, see how it's moving right back up to that 490. Another 30 seconds or so. It's a little bit overextended. So that's also another reason why I sold when I did, because it's after 3:30. You got to be careful here. So I'm going to watch. The reason why I'm watching that 1534 on, I want to see if it's going to hold its highs and make a pushback to hold its highs up here for a potential break. Then I'd look at $5. But if not, and it starts selling off down over here, you know, it might be pulling back down. So just watching here, this 9 EMA is catching up on a 1 minute, so it is a decent sign to see. I want to see if it can hold that support. And now here's that next 1 minute candle. So it's retesting that area. So again, selling what I did, not so bad because it isn't continuing up. So I sold at that. Well, I executed, I sold at the bid, so I sold at 480-ish. So a little bit lower down over in this area. And I'm also aware, again, this is a really high float stock. So getting about 10 cents or so is actually pretty decent. So I was actually up pretty decent where I could have sold right near the top of that 490s, and that would have been a decent one, but I got a little bit too greedy. So now we'll watch this 9 EMA, watch for a new 5 minute candle. So you see it went up, rejected, now it's coming right back down. So now we'll keep this 9 EMA as a guide right over in here. See what happens. I'm looking to see, will it form a flag here, or is it end up going to fall back down over here? So it's retesting the high of this candle here at that 475. All right, this one's getting a nice push up right now at the moment. So we're going to watch that 491, see if this can break above that 491.92 area. But remember, it's got that $5 resistance as well, so it's kind of building here. This is where you can kind of get tricked out a little bit too. If you're not careful, you buy too high at these resistance levels. So watching possible ascending triangle, but this thing could also easily dump as well. So I want to see this 9 EMA catch up. If we can break this 490s level, again, I might look for a possible break of this ascending triangle using $5 resistance. All right, watching to see if this 9 EMA will hold on a 1 minute. It's a little bit overextended on a 5, but we'll see if this is a possible ascending triangle here. Really high float stock. Want to see, all right, showing some little bit of weakness here at the end here. So we'll see if it can break this 488-ish level, continue up for a possible, see if it can break that 490. So I'm just keeping an eye on this 1 minute candle right in here. It is shaky down over in here. So it is holding the 9 EMA here, bouncing off basically that 13. So I'm going to keep a really strong eye on this one right here for a possible flag / ascending triangle. Another 30 seconds or so on this 1 minute candle to form. See if we can get a hammer or something here. At the moment, it's kind of selling off a little bit right down here. Want to see it bounce up. And again, possible ascending triangle, but we do have 5 minute tweezer tops as well. So let's see right here if there's a possible hammer formation. Another 10 seconds on this candle. Next 1 minute candle. See if we can get some buyers over this 487 area. Not yet. All right, so watching this 5 minute candle, this next one, another couple minutes left on this one. It's moving up to that 485. You can see kind of this angular resistance here. It's hovering around this 9 EMA. So watching this one kind of, as you can see, that's where you got to be careful when something just kind of breaks a new high in a 1 minute. Many times it comes back and gives back part of that candle or so. And that's why I like these microsecond charts to watch for this build here. See if we get these crossovers down here. see what happens on this last 1 minute candle, and see if we can get a push out to see if we can break this 485-ish level using high a day. So we're watching right here for this little bounce right up over here, the next 1 minute candle. See how it went up, right back down. Now we'll watch this next 1 minute candle if we get a break of this 485-ish level. So next 1 minute, see how it's dropped down a little bit. So watching this down here, looking for a crossover, see if we can get a break of that 485.86-ish level to hold its highs. If it holds this 480, this might be building to see if we can get a move here back up and see if we can get a break of that 490 level. So we do have kind of this flag formation kind of forming down over here. That's what does intrigue me. So I'm going to let this last 20 seconds form right here and not chase it. And I want to see again this kind of possible hammerish right here. If it can hold this 485-ish level, I might look for a break above that 486 and see what happens at that 490 level. So see if it can hold its highs and get above that 486-ish, 485 level. All right, next 5 minute candle about to form right here. Looking for some separation and see if we get above that 485.86 level, break above that inverted hammer, and see what happens at high a day. So I'm looking for time and sales right here. I want to see orders coming in at that 45.86 level. We're going to see how this last 15 seconds forms, see if it holds its highs. There we go. There we go. Waiting. I'm going to let it form here. I don't want to chase it right at the end of the candle. Right there. See, it moves up. I want to see it on that next 1 minute candle here. I didn't want to chase it right at the end of it. You'll see it plays games a lot. It'll go up a little bit like that and right back down. So watch. Oop. I got a little bit jumped the gun on that. I pulled the trigger too soon. I didn't want to do it on that one. So I meant to get it as it broke above this 1 minute candle, but it didn't. So I'm going to use this one really, keep a close eye on this one right over here. I got it at 487. There we go. I want to see if it continues up. So it did break a new 1 minute high. So I jumped a little bit of a gun, but it is a higher float stock too, so I'll give myself a little bit of leeway. Now I want to see what's going to happen at that 490 resistance. So I want to see it hold its highs and go and break out. But if it doesn't, it can turn into a triple top. So this could be triple top. It could be ascending triangle. Again, all needs to, what I want to see it do is make new highs and break above that 490. So now it's pushing up to that resistance level. So I want to see, again, I want it to break 490, and it's struggling. There we go. Oh, right up to that $5. Shoot. Let's see how this 1 minute forms. That was a quick move. You see how fast that moved? Right up to that $5. Now, I want to see if it's going to hold that $5. If not, I'm going to consider getting out. If it can't move up on that 1 minute and break that $5, I'll consider getting out. See, there it goes on $5. It's breaking 5. Like to see that. Now, let's watch this bad boy and see what happens here. I'm out. So it came right back down here. So I took a 487. Another, what is that? Another 8 cents. I sold too soon a little bit on that one. Got too nervous. I let it shake me out a little bit on this one. All right, so let's just watch this one here. So I'll give you guys a lesson here. Again, sold too soon again, right? So this one's kind of really moving up. How annoying that was. So I sold it at, what did I sell it at? $4.95. So as it kind of broke back down, so it just made me a little nervous towards the end of the day here. So I sold too soon. You'll see. Let's watch how this 1 minute forms. But hey, listen, another 8 cents out scalp. Whatever, I'll take it. See, that's the stuff that. See what happens? You can sell too soon, and then you get caught up in this stuff. And this is a higher float one too. So this is a high float stock, and you see the volatility on it right now. So it kind of had that really quick move up, came back down, went up again, kind of got caught. So listen, I don't mind selling too soon many times. Like I said, I was looking to scalp it, so I'm more of a scalper trader. I sold too soon. Came back down, but we'll watch this thing go. Another minute left on this candle and see what happens here. But right around that $5, right? So it went up to that 520, smacked right back down. So, and you see it actually went right below that to that 489-ish level. So this one actually was pretty darn volatile for a 416 million shares outstanding. So it's a really high float. So again, could have had more up here, but now, you know, it's down at the $5 again, right? So we'll just watch it. This one's about to form this last 5-minute candle. Keep an eye on it here right towards the end of the day. What's the... this one might be still building here. So this 5-minute candle is about to complete. Now it needs to break that 520-ish level. So next 5-minute candle about to form. It's a bit overextended. See if we can break that 4, 5, 15-ish level. It's really up there. This is where I'm going to call it quits, guys, right? So it's so easy to kind of, this is moving, whatever. I'm just not going to chase it right now. So I wanted to show you guys this right here again. Made a scalp, couple trades, couple 8-cent trades. You know, I bought 1,000 shares. If you bought 5,000 shares, you would have made 5 times the amount. So $160 on 1,000 shares, 2 trades. If I had bought 10,000 shares, it would have been 1,600, right? So that's that. Hopefully this video helped you guys, and I'll see you later. Enjoy.